Now then guys, Betty's back. Right, today it's a requested recipe from Sharon Grace and it is a nice mulligatawny soup. Really looking forward to this one. It's grain miserable again, just for a change. So this will go down really well. So I'll come with me and I'll show you the ingredients. Right, we have about 70 grams of basmati rice, about 20 grams of butter. We have curry powder, we have ground cumin, we have smoked paprika, some mango chutney, tomato puree, 1 onion, 2 garlic cloves, 1 thumb-sized piece of ginger, 1 carrot, 2 celery stalks, 1 apple, juice of 1 lemon, some coriander and some olive oil. And that is your lot. So without further ado, let's get cracking with it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is sort out our carrot, celery, apple and onion. I'm actually going to show you me chopping, which is a rarity. So I've just washed this celery. I'm still going to discard quite a bit of it, so that can get lopped off. That can get lopped off and discarded. I'll just put it on the side here for now. Basically all I'm going to do here is cut this into quarters, and I'm going to go down the middle, fairly thin. Again with that, exactly the same. Down the middle, choppity chop, keeping it well away from your fingers because I've caught myself a few times before today. Not quite perfected the chefy style chopping method, so I just do it how I do it. And like I say, try and keep my fingers away from the blade. Sometimes successfully, well, most of the time successfully, but I have got scars from when it hasn't quite gone so well. Right, where's my bowl? And I'm going to need my scraper. I've had all this stuff, you know, like this scrape and stuff, and we never use it, and it's like, well, we should dig this out. So that is the celery done. Right, onto the carrot again. At the end off, I've peeled that as well. So again, in half, in half, in half. And then what I try and do is just make like a baton. So like so. Again, I know that looks probably precarious and I'm going to get told off for it, but I go nice and steady down the middle. So you're making them into like slices. Keep your fingers out of the way again. So all I'm going to do now is each one of those, again, it will be however size you want them. I'm going to make them about a year bigger. we go. That is it. Job's a good one. I know some people find this therapeutic. I certainly don't. I find it a bit monotonous, but it's something you've got to do when you're cooking, I'm afraid. If you're using fresh ingredients and you're doing it yourself. Especially when it's, I mean, it doesn't have to be this thin, I'm just making it this thin. You can cut them up into however big cubes you like. I'm just doing them thin, like so. Just making sure I'm keeping my fingers well out of the way. Anyway, you get it. Oh. Oops. Apologies for that, the camera just went over. So anyway, you get the picture with that, so I'm going to carry on with that and then we'll move on to the onion. So there's the carrot done, without no more falling cameras. Right, on to the onion. Now this is the way I do my onions. There's different ways of doing it. When it's thick and chunky, it doesn't have to be finely chopped with this one. Top and tail it, cut it down the middle, peel the skin off, because this soup, again, gets part blitzed anyway, so it doesn't really matter how fine it is or it isn't. And if you get awkward bits of skin like that, then you can just peel it back, hopefully. If it behaves and comes off in one piece, which it did, lovely jubbly. Now you see these chefs, and I've done it before, when you want it fine diced, you keep the root on and it's down the middle and across here, and then your knife's got to be ultra sharp for that. These are sharp, but so all I'm going to do is just 6 cuts across, and then just do it nice and thin, or thinnish. There we go. That's it. I think I did this last time. This is the last time I cut my hand like that. Cut my finger. I was doing it like this. Just on the last little bit there. Like that, with that bit of skin just come off there, look, and it slips. That's where you got to be careful. Should remove that top bit really. The key is having a sharp knife. You see now that bit's just collapsed there. That's what I hate. I'll just go along it and chop it up like so. Doesn't have to be precise because it's getting blitzed anyway. So again, where's my bowl? There's my bowl. Scraper. This is just to show you the prep work that we both have to do sometimes before we even go on camera. Man likes to show it sometimes. I particularly don't like to show it, but if you'd like to see more of me doing it, then fair enough. But there's my onions. We'll move on to the apple. Right, I don't have an apple core on either, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to quarter the apple straight through the core, like so. And then it's just a matter of removing this bit here. So all I will do is just be careful, nice and steady, and make a little indent into it, just to get rid of the core. It doesn't have to be neat, simple as that. Let's get rid of that. I'll Obviously you don't want the pit, or you can just go straight down like that and cut that bit off. Like so. It's probably a bit easier actually. Make sure you get that bit off at the end there. So I've peeled this as well. Didn't say whether you had to or you hadn't, but I thought I'd best do so. So you can just attack this however you like. I'm going to cut each one of these in half again. And then it's just a matter of, let's have a look. Slice it like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice little slices. Doesn't have to be pretty, it's just going into chunks this. So it doesn't really matter exactly how you do it. Random chop chop. Like that. You see, like I said earlier, some people find this quite relaxing. I don't. I'm a bit the opposite. I like to try and, but I can't rush it. That's when accidents happen when I rush it. So again, that is our apple, nicely chopped. I'm going to cover that with cling film so it doesn't brown. Maybe put a bit of lemon juice on that as well. So there you go. And then the next thing to do is just the garlic. Right, so this is how I do my garlic. Again, it's pretty simple. Lop the end off, pull that off, get the skin off. Lop the end off, pull as much skin off as you can. And make sure all the skin is off. So I'm just going to show me doing 1 clove, not 2 obviously. Once I've done it once, that's it. It's been awkward. Come on, man. There we go. There you go, a nice clean piece of garlic. So all I'm going to do is just thinly slice it like so. It calls for it to be thinly sliced, that's how I'm going to do it. You can probably get it thinner than that. But like I say, my skills aren't that brilliant. So once it gets to a certain stage, then it's down the other way. There you go, a Betty not so masterclass. Nice skills. That's that done. Okay, so I've got my pan on that I'm using. So into here, I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 2. And our butter, our 20 grams of butter going into here. Lovely. And we're just going to let that melt, heat up, and we'll crack on with the rest of the stuff. Let me find a spoon, a wooden spoon of some description. Where have they all gone? Oh. There we go. I have found one. Eureka! So that's going to melt into there quite nicely. So what I'm going to do, it's the onions, put all our onions in here. Our celery. mirepoix and the carrot into here, and we're going to basically sweat these off over a medium-high heat for about 5 to 7 minutes, somewhere along there, once it gets going. So I'll come back when we're a bit closer to that stage. Just a little pinch of salt to be added in here, I forgot. Just a little bit. And now we can continue with the softening of the veg. Right, so that's at about 5-6 minutes now. Nicely softened up. So I'm just grating the ginger into here. In classic Betty style, I always forget something. What's the most vital important component of a soup? Yes, the stock. You need some stock. 1.2 litres of stock. I've just used 2 chicken cubes and 1.2 litres of water. Typical Betty. Right, so there's my ginger. Get it all out. Lovely. That's my ginger in there. And our garlic. I'm just going to give that a bit of a stir for a minute, maybe 2, just to get it all well combined. Let them all get to know each other and hang out. Okay, in with our apple now as well. That has coloured slightly, but hey, doesn't really matter, as Uncle Peter would say. That's just a little joke for people that know comedians. Reeves and Mortimer, there's a blast from the past. Doesn't really matter though, you can't get booze to baby and all that. Don't know if you remember that, but hey, off on a bit of a wild tangent there, like. But there you go, cook this out for about another minute or so. Okay, next to go in is our tomato puree, about a tablespoon, which is about that. That'll do nicely. And I'm going to swish that about with that and cook it out for about a minute or so. Let it incorporate with all our veggies. Make sure it coats everything and cooks out a little bit. Smells nice. Yummy. Right, so next to go in, a teaspoon of curry powder, sorry, 2 teaspoons of curry powder. 1, 2, that's just medium strength, it's not blow your head off curry powder. 1 teaspoon of cumin. That's that done. And we need a quarter teaspoon of smoked paprika. I'm probably going to go a bit more than that. There we go. And that's our stuff, that's our spices in. Give it a nice little mixy mix. Ooh, smells good. You see it's starting to thicken, clumping the veggies and that lot together. So, just give this stock, the stock that I nearly forgot about. Deary me. Well, it just wouldn't be the same if it wasn't Betty cooking it, would it? There we go. In with our stock. Right. So I'm going to bring this up to the boil and then I'm going to turn it down, lid on, simmer for 40 minutes. Okay, so in the meantime we're going to cook our rice. So it's 2 parts water to 1 part of rice. So there's 70 grams of rice, so 140 mils or 140 of the same amount into the boiling water in the jug, and then it goes. And that's going to be it. Get in there. So, all we're going to do is cook that out. Put that right up there. Bring it up to the boil, turn it down, and just keep an eye on it. And then when you think it's cooked, and you think the water's evaporated, turn it off, stick the lid on, and just leave it be. It's the way I always do it. Okay guys, right, so I realised we'd actually bought some chicken to do this dish. It's not actually in the recipe, but I'm going to add 2 small chicken breasts into here. Well, there's 20 minutes left of this cooking time remaining. And then once it's cooked, I'm going to remove it and shred it back in once it's shredded. So they're just 2 very small chicken breasts there. Okay, so that's had its 40 minutes. So I'm going to remove the chicken breast that we've stuck in. And I'm just, once that's cooled down, I'm going to just cube that up ready to put back in the soup later on. Lovely jubbly. That's that. That's everything nicely cooked in there. Obviously I don't want to be blitzing it now because it's steaming hot. So I will let that cook down. Our rice, that's done, ready to be added in. So I'll come back shortly and we'll crack on with finishing the dish and taste testing time a bit later. Okay, so this has cooled down quite nicely now. So in with the blender. Let's give it a shot. Turn it up a little bit. I think that'll just about do. Okay, so we've got this warming up again. So 1 tablespoon of mango chutney is going in here. So that's going to spice it up a little bit. Yummy. Good one. About half of our chopped coriander is going in here. If you don't like coriander, then obviously omit this bit, but we do. So that is going in. And it was just half a lemon, not a full lemon, half a lemon, the juice of, going into there. And while it's warming up, give it a nice mix. I'm going to have a little check for seasoning and see what it's like. Great. Need some salt. and it needs some pepper. Most definitely needs pepper. And I've also got the rice to go in as well. Right, that'll do for pepper. Give it a stir. Give it another taste. That's better. So, I'm going to go in with our rice now. Clumps up a little bit, but hey ho. It'll loosen off once it's in there, and I give it a stir. Get that in there. Just loosely break it up. It's clumped a little bit. Right, so I'll come back when this is warmed up and it'll be taste testing time. Right, so last thing to go in is our 2 chicken breasts which I've chopped up, just to reheat back into there nice and gentle. Smells absolutely delicious. Right, I don't know if you can see, but that with the rice, the addition of the rice in the last bit has thickened the soup up, and it's just about ready to serve. So without further ado, you know what time it is. It's triple tea time. So there we go, guys. That is my take on mulligatawny soup, and I've just finished it off with some yogurt drizzled over the top with some fresh coriander and half of one of Manda's muffins which she made the other day, which was left over, and I've just toasted that. So it's taste testing time for Betty Boy. Right, got my weapon of choice. So this one was for Sharon Grace, mulligatawny soup. I'm really looking forward to it. I've had a little taste, yeah, while it was cooking, and it's nice. The rice has thickened it up slightly, and yeah, that's a little chefy touch from Betty Boy at the top there. But hey, let's get in. Without further ado, let's get the full Monty. Look at that. Should have seen how hot it is first before I just...
Yeah, you're going to burn your mouth again, aren't you?
Wow. The chicken, when you're cooking it in there, in the actual soup itself, it's permeated through to the flesh. Mm-hmm. Lovely and moist. The soup itself, it's just delicious. A little bit of mango chutney in there, I think that really, really makes it.
Can I just say, one of my favourite tinned soups ever is a Heinz mulligatawny.
I mean, there's different
and I've
it.
had it for years. I used to take a tin into work when I was permanently in the office for my lunch. But I tell you what, that's nothing compared to that. That is absolutely amazing.
It's just, it's obviously a mulligatawny. It's got like an Indian style sort of flavour to it. But it's not overpowering, it's lovely. Freshness of the yogurt on the top, coriander in there. Like I said, the mango chutney and everything else is melded in and blitzed up, so I'm going to go in with a bit of...
I tell you what, I'm never going to buy mulligatawny soup again. You'll be making it, mister.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
And then you've got the muffin. It's what you need when it's a horrible day outside.
It's been raining all day, hasn't it?
Wow. That is delicious. That's a good 8 or 9 out of 10 for me. Mm-hmm. Absolutely banging. Nice simple meal, easy to do.
Heartwarming on it.
There's different variations of it. I've seen a few different recipes on it. Some have parsnips in it and things like that. We're not over keen on parsnips.
No.
Not even at Christmas. So
they're too floral for us, aren't they?
Yeah, so we left that out. There's other bits and bobs. Some have chicken in, some don't have chicken in.
Some have beef in.
So it all depends. You can have it just without any meat in at all. Mm-hmm. This is a veggie mulligatawny. But yeah. So anyway, once again, thank you very much for all your comments, all your likes and subscriptions. If you haven't already done so, please consider doing so. Really helps both our channels. We've noticed we're starting to go up again, which is really, really good. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
And just hit that like button.
The like button is the big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really helps. But hey, it's one of those things. So, what is it today? Monday today, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's the beginning of the week. So we're flying on Friday, so I won't be doing one on Friday. But there will be a video out on Friday, because it'll be from Wednesday. But yeah. So anyway, we'll bid you a good night, and it's Man's turn tomorrow, so we'll catch you very, very soon.
Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.